Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager, and it is week number 12. This is our third season of competition, Lower League Manager Series, Single Seater Series, GP3 category, and we started at the bottom. Worst team, no strength, no strong setup. We had a couple decent drivers, couple okay staff members that first season, but we almost went into financial bankruptcy, so we had to purge the team. We got down to two low-quality drivers that have high commercial support, and as a result, we were able to get good sponsorships and cut our costs considerably, and so we got through season 2. But we had zero quality, so we were awful during Season 2, at least from a competitive standpoint. But now, in Season 3, we still have those same 2 weak drivers, but we've added one staff member to help boost things along. We improved the chassis a little bit this year so that we could improve the car a lot more this season. And we are slowly but surely starting to improve the pit crew. So we're keeping investment low in terms of the team itself, and the investment is going towards improving the headquarters and improving the car. It's still the worst car on the grid, but it's finally gaining some ground on the other cars and starting to be somewhat competitive, at least with the back markers. Alright, so today we are in England. Our sponsorship objective is 10th or above. We only managed one top 10 all of last season, and probably it's going to be out of our reach, but there's at least a chance that we could crack the top 10. Really, it's just kind of getting ahead of a few cars at the back is about all that we could manage unless we get a little bit of help. Speaking of a little bit of help, rain tends to help us a bit. So we're looking at rain at least the first 5 laps of this race. Track's going to get pretty wet by around lap 5, meaning we're going to have to switch to wet tires by around that point, somewhere right around lap 5. So we're only getting about 4 laps out of our intermediates, which means we're going to be able to run hard and quick early on, knowing that's the case. We got our setup almost just right. I think we're at about 97 and 99%. So cars are looking good for race day. We didn't unlock any amazing bonuses. We can't get past level 1. That's every week. But again, we're going to be able to ride hard on those tires from the get-go because they only need to last a small handful of laps. That also means fuel burn is not going to be an issue either. Now, it's only race number 3 of the season, but we quickly got our cars to a competitive standpoint. Let's actually go ahead and look at that car setup. So yeah, 98% here. We're on the wets. 10 laps worth of fuel. I believe this one was 99. Yes, 99%. Looking good. Alright, so we are going to run hard from the get-go. Pick's car is in good shape condition-wise. Quinn's not quite as far along, but pretty close now. Both cars should make it through the race without condition issues. However, we can't go in overtake mode the whole race and not expect to see some part issues. Alright, well, we are ready to start. We are going to push hard. It is reverse order starting, so Alex Quinn, who's last place in the championship standings, gets to start on the pole. Arthur Pick, who's done a little bit better so far on the season, 16th overall, will start 5th on the grid. These guys are going full wets, huh? That should give us a little bit of an advantage on those first handful of laps. We should be able to push a lot harder and faster than they can. and could give us a chance to actually put a bit of a gap between them. And if we're not pitting until around lap 5 or so, we might be able to get the rest of the distance, the rest of the race in on just one stop. However, that's going to depend entirely on the weather. If it does stop raining mid-race or earlier, guaranteed we will be changing from the wets back to the intermediates, and the intermediates back to some dry weather tires. And as a result, we could be making multiple stops today. And as quick as pit stops are at this level, I don't mind making those stops if it can make big time differences on the track itself. I mean, you could easily have 5, 6, 10 seconds in a lap with the wrong tires versus having the right tires on at the right time. So we are going to be monitoring that closely this race. Alright, so we're getting underway. Again, it is raining right now, and we're going to keep monitoring that. It's only damp right now, but it's going to come up pretty quick that we are going to get into wet. So Quinn gets a decent start, pulls away in first, and Pick remains fourth place now. So gaining 1 spot on the start. Again, both cars are going to push pretty hard here because we're already rapidly increasing our amount of water on the track. Pick looks to overtake for third and makes the pass and does turn it into a double pass. Pick is up to second. Meanwhile, Quinn is pulling away. Being on these intermediate tires is definitely an advantage right now. The track is now wet. So we're on the right tire right now for the setup. ERS just got Pick knocked back a couple positions to fourth. I got to keep track of that. We are using ERS this year. It looks like lap 6 will still have rain. Lap 7 looks like it might begin to dry out. Yes, I think it is. No, that's still rain. Showed up on lap number 7. Alright, so Pick is currently fourth. Quinn is falling back, so those couple of cars are much faster than we are. However, those cars, even though they are starting near the front of the field, those are cars that had some problems in those first couple of weeks. And so they're actually among the faster teams and should have been starting in the back of the field if not for some DNFs. So no surprise that they are a lot faster than we are head-to-head. Pick just hanging on ahead of Bassani right now, but Bassani looks to be putting the pass on soon. But we are running nicely in third and fourth place right now. It's lap number 3. Rain continues at least through lap number 9, so we will be switching on to those wet tires fairly soon. Track just became soaked. I should probably actually get one of them in now. Do I want to get them in already, or do I want to wait one more lap? We need to monitor times here quickly. There we go. We'll watch the gap. 3.95. We're watching Chicado Jr. right now, first of the wet tires. And we did just pass pit lane. And there you go. They're already asking for it now. So we're going to get one of them in this time, and we're going to make it Pick. So Pick's going to come in this time and switch to the full wets. Again, rain is going to hold for a while. So we're going to get the fuel tank filled right back up. 10 seconds in and out. And Quinn will have to come in a lap later. I probably should have brought one of them in this time. Probably a poor decision on my part. Alright, let's see. Pick, I want to get you off of this turn. We're going to use our ERS. Get a little boost out there. Nicely done. Almost got us all the way up to fourth. But it at least closed that gap back down. Meanwhile, Quinn... focus our attention on Quinn for a little bit, and we probably want to try to hold this position on the front stretch. Get a little gap between us and Bassani. especially when we have to go around one more time. Be in front of them. Okay, on the front stretch. There it goes. Alright, so Quinn stays out. Quinn's running first. It is going to cost Quinn a little bit of time here on this lap. Pick completes the stop successfully. Comes out in the middle of the group that started on the intermediates. I do need to adjust our settings here. And we're going to start running normal for Arthur Pick. And meanwhile, Quinn is going to come in this lap, go into the full wets. Again, the rain is going to continue at least through lap 11, but it looks like it will begin to slow down. Alright, putting on the wets, fill up that tank. Park conditions looking very good, and we'll stick with that pit strategy. 13 seconds for Quinn's stop coming up. Quinn will be slipping back in the field a bit, but again, we are kind of offsetting the field a little bit, at least on pit stop strategy. Yeah, one lap too late for Quinn. I really should have brought one of them in the lap before and the other one in when Pick came in. Because Quinn definitely lost some time. But they were at least still out front, and that's a good thing, because once the other cars cycle through on their pit stops, Pick will have a bit... Quinn and Pick will both have a bit of an advantage at that point. So Quinn does come out, not last though, comes out in 19th ahead of Bassani. But we are, at the moment, running 18th and 19th on the grid. And it is lap number 6. And again, I mean, you look at the cars that haven't pit yet, they are all already below 50% on tire wear. So all will have to pit here in the near future. And if they try to go all the way to, lap 10, lap 12, somewhere around lap 11 or 12, I don't think most of them will still be on, which means most of them are either going to put the wrong tires on and lose a bunch of time when they do eventually pit, or they're going to have to pit a second time to switch to intermediates. It also looks like the track's going to dry out really fast. Between lap 11 and 12, we go from totally soaked to almost back to damp in just 2 laps. So we might skip intermediates and go straight into a dry weather tire. That would depend on kind of where we're at. I think we'd still be 2 stops away if we're stopping around lap 12. I don't think we're going to get 11 laps on those dry weather tires. We might though. No, you only get 10 laps worth. Well, I could try to stretch that. We'll see where we're at. We're going to have to monitor that closely. We may be going for a one more stop strategy, possibly. That's still a couple laps away, so let's go ahead and speed things up a little bit for now. Both cars are just starting to get cold on those tires, so we're going to push it for a little bit. Alright, so we are in the back of the field, which is not good, but Pick does move up a spot and has caught a group of cars here, and Pick is fighting their way through. Quinn is starting to fight their way through. And these guys are... Oh, okay, they did all pit, and they pit onto the intermediates, but the track is still soaked right now, so it has stopped raining, so we're going back to slow speed here. It looks like it's going to stay dry at least through the 3/4 mark, and it's going to dry pretty quick. So I think I like where we're at. I think we can get that another lap or 2 out of these and then switch straight to the dry tires. It's dropped to wet, but it's going to dry out pretty fast here. So competitively, we gained quite a bit of time on these guys who switched to the intermediates early, and okay, we're going to use Pick here to go into overtake mode and when we hit this spot would have been decent actually, but both cars were going to step up and we're going to use their ERS here on the front straight, see if they can't gain a little bit. Now that the track has dried out a bit, we are a little slow compared to those intermediates, so they're gaining back the time that we gained on them, but hopefully with the ERS here we can at least stay relatively close to our position, and then we'll start pitting here in just a moment. I'll set both of them to ERS. There we go. Allowing them to take off. Quinn gets a nice run here on the straightaway and does get the position. So we are 15th and 16th, though we're going to lose some time this lap. I think this would be the time we need to bring one of them in. We're hanging on nicely, actually, but we've got... I don't know if I can make a one-stop. Somebody might have to stop twice and just try to run hard all the way through the end. I got to think about this. We've still got 11 laps to go after this. I don't know tire wear if somebody can make it 11 laps or not. One more lap for the second car, and that's 10 to go. We're going to go for it. Just a one-stop strategy the rest of the way. We are past the halfway point. It'll be 11 laps and 10 laps for our two cars. I think Pick might make it a little easier than Quinn will. Pick's a little better on tires, though right now they're not. Oh, but Pick stopped a lap earlier. Alright, so we're going to bring Pick in this lap, and we're going to switch to the softs. 10 to 12 laps. I don't think we're going to make it. Maybe I should go softs and just push it hard. Okay, we're gonna go aggressive. Okay, that'll just about get us on fuel to the end. Alright, so Pick's coming in this time. Pick is definitely losing time at the moment. We're sliding backwards on these wets. And Quinn's going to have to come in next time. And Pick's into the pits. So far so good. Stop. Pick's gonna come out running. Oh, mistake on the refueling. There's an extra almost 3 seconds. Even though we weren't aggressive on the pit at all, but our pit crew's not quite up to standard. Alright, so Quinn sliding backwards now. 15th and dropping. We're gonna get Quinn in this time. Track's already down to damp, so we can actually run 10 to 12 laps. And the bonus. Okay, Quinn, we're going to try it. It's 10 laps. We're going to try it. We're going for broke on Quinn. Meanwhile, 15 seconds. Alright, meanwhile, Pick's going to go for the two-stop strategy. Quinn's the last car on the track on the wets and definitely losing time. Well off the pace. 1.4 seconds being lost right now on the lap, and more definitely coming. That's about 2.5, 3 seconds lost. So Pick's running full speed, all out, running hard. Going to make one more stop. Meanwhile, Quinn, we're going to try to go for the end. Alright, no mistakes on Quinn's stop. Quinn is well back of Pick, and actually both drivers are now well back in the field. But if you look at the field, everybody's still on the intermediates except for Paragon. Paragon's the only other car out there. Alright, so we are trying to go for the end. So let's back off here. So now we got to start watching our times. 7 seconds is the gap from, oh, there we go, 21 seconds. Looking forward. 21 seconds. Are we gaining time yet? Track's down to just damp. We should start gaining time here pretty soon, especially running hard. Uh-oh. Alright, now we're gaining time. Are we? Are we gonna gain time? Come on, Pick. We're on better tires. We should be gaining a whole lot of time on these guys right now, and we're not. We've gained about 0.3 of a second is all. Track's down to damp. They should be running slow, and we should be running much faster. We really should have gained 2 or 3 seconds already by now. We're nearly getting lapped. Cars, the first couple cars are in the pits right now. Alright, Quinn has excess fuel, so let's go ahead and burn a little bit of that. Okay, Pick needs to come in. Ooh, oh, no, 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 no. Just passed. Uh-oh. Just passing the pit straight right as I'm deciding to bring Pick in. Not good, not good. Man, that's not much in terms of... Well, it'll be lap 18. Yeah, we'll stop there. That's 5.93 with 6 laps. So a 7-second stop coming up for Pick. Alright, stop is done. We are not doing too well though. It has not paid off. Pick is well back of the rest of the field. Quinn is right there, but did not gain the time. I don't know why. All the other cars were on intermediate tires, and we were on dry weather tires. And these last few laps, we really should have been gaining a lot of time on him. We really should have at least picked up 10, 15, 20 seconds on him, which that wouldn't have put us in first place, but we should be somewhere here in the middle of the field by the time these guys all just came out of the pits. And instead, we're definitely off the pace. All I can really hope for is that a few of these cars will need a third stop. Or fourth in a couple cases. Alright, we're at the 5 laps left. And Quinn crossing the line right now, just a little below. We need to save just a little bit of fuel. And there's Pick crossing right now, 5 laps left. Okay, that should be enough. We'll see. Ooh, ERS fully charged, and we're just about to hit that straight, so let's go ahead and turn that on. There we go. Quinn's going to use that up now. And Pick's about to use theirs. There we go. We're also going to turn that on. 3 laps remaining. There's 3. See, they say excess, but Pick 3 crossing the line right now. Quinn, now Pick. Yeah, see, that's not excess fuel. We're not a lap down. Okay, one of the cars had to stop, but they are right at the front of the field. We're not going to gain from that in any way. Alright, let's go all out for Pick. Meanwhile, Quinn's just hanging on here with little under 2 laps to go. Alright, looks like we're going to be at the back of the field today, so the rain did not work out in our favor. Race is done, final lap. Yes, we really need to be doing better than this. You're right, Arthur. But you guys didn't do better than that. We tried to get the tactics right. We tried to play the weather to our advantage. Slick track. A lot of cars took 3 stops and weren't that far back. So we ran that extra lap or 2 on wets, but the other cars that ran the extra lap or 2 on wets, they did well. They were all near the front of the field, just not us. As you can see, like Paragon switched to the softs on lap 13, and they were running at the front, but they needed that extra stop. Anthony switched on lap 16. Well, so did most of these guys right around lap 16. So we switched lap 13, 14. We should have gained up until around 16, 17. We should have gained a bunch of time on these guys, especially Quinn. And yeah, Quinn got ahead of Pick without that extra stop, but that did not work out. Well, you win some, you lose some. And right now we're in the business of losing a lot, but that's what you got to build. That's what you got to do when you build a team from the ground up. All right, well, this was definitely a rough day, but luckily our expectation for the year is right where we're at, last place. So we're not going to get in trouble with the boss. We anticipated that we were going to have a challenging season once again. We really are better than we were a year ago. This strategy did not work out for us today. Took some risks, didn't pay off. Next time it might, and it has. I've actually won one of those races on another series before where we were ill-equipped to perform at the level we do. See? Chairman's happiness still went up anyway, even though we just finished 19th and 20th. This is a big boost, though. Marketability has jumped to 82% thanks to a couple events. So we're definitely raking in some money now. So I don't mind losing about $1 million a race. So we were pretty much flatlined everywhere, and sponsors even last season was only about halfway up. But now we have best sponsorship on the grid. Our pit crew is already up to 7th best. Our staff is still the worst, but we have one good staff member now. Our headquarters slipping to 9th best, but we're pretty close to a big upgrade. Test track. Next season, we'll work on the drivers. This season, we're working on the cars. And we're still worst on the grid, but that car is slowly but surely getting better. Speaking of, you can see here, brakes don't really count because these were spec parts a year ago, so everybody started the same. We were 9th best overall, but we've got a new brake part coming out, so that once we get that on the car, will be a boost here. But our suspension, worst. Our gearbox is the worst, but you can see it's at least moving up. And our engine, that's not flatline, not quite if you compare here, but it's still pretty low. But again, our provability is much better this year. Once that test track is done, we're going to work on the engine some more, try to get a couple more engines with better parts on them. And we're working on brakes right now, so let's go ahead and see what else we can do. Okay, I know we just made one of these, or did we make our second one already? I should probably check that out. That's the engine. Oh, with the 40 boost. Okay, so the brakes haven't had that yet. We've got 2 generic ones. An average and good. So yeah, we're still going to work on the brakes for now. Okay, there's that bonus, and that does fill us up for now. So we could get this all the time. That's 35. And doesn't hurt the reliability. And all the time. So let's go ahead and put that one on. So we'll at least get this one more done for now. And once condition is taken care of on the parts, we'll take a look at that. It's going to take us 20 hours to get that fixed. Let's go ahead and do this interview. Let's see, Matthias Haverberg, who just won the race. And I don't mind doing this because they always add that trait where they're willing to discuss terms with us. And it's a good chance to look for better drivers, especially when we're going to be switching up drivers for next year. One mistake on the race, 7.8 seconds was our fastest stop. And we already took a look at that. Let's go ahead and take a look at that pit crew that is slowly but surely improving. Schellenberger is definitely coming off the line today. But let's see if we've got somebody out here who is decent. This isn't, neither one of these are really very good, but they're better than what I've got. So I'm going to actually hire both of them. Alright, now we've got a 10-5. Let's get them in here. Over that. Here's a 5-8. Gotta refresh what we've got. We probably need to change that Jackman as well. This one's fine. He's an 82 right now. 76 is fine. We might want to change these two still. But what do we have? We have this guy who's going up there. I do not have, I have this rear Jackman, but he's only 20. Here's a 5, and he's a 67. I guess that's better, at least. There we go. Alright. Again, pit crew, not good. Still 7th best, even with those 2 additions. But we're building the team out. We were literally down to 6 crewmen at the end of last season. Yes, we're losing $1 million per race, but we've got a new slot opening up, so we should get some sponsorship offers here real soon. Team marketability is up a lot. This was down at like 12-13% last year, but through a few events we've picked up about 45% on that, plus our 2 drivers with their excellent marketability has us at what should be, I think, 5 stars, but that's locked until we add a helipad to our headquarters, which we have not unlocked that yet. We have 2 more sponsorships that are going to come open next race. And let's see. 2nd or above. Fixed pay per race, so we're going to lose that $350K, but that's all. And then this slot should give us some more money coming in. Alright, well, we're out of time here. So looking at the standings real briefly as we wrap things up. We are down at the bottom. We are struggling along here, but the team is making some improvements. Our job is no longer in jeopardy. We are not in a financial ruin of any kind. So as a result, the team will continue to improve, and eventually we will be competitive. Better drivers, a better car, better crew, better staff, and things will come along. Our factory level 3 is really starting to make a difference as our part improvement and reliability improvement is coming along very quickly. So at least there are positive signs out there. So that does it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my road to the record.